Good morning to everybody. How you doing? Hope all's well. Keep up the beautiful work. Today is Tuesday, Parashat Vayera, Pamayim Kitov, and we are continuing the holy words of the Pele Yoetz. We are in the Hebrew book on page 227 in the subject of Chinuch in the letter Chet. Educating all those out there that need education. In the Hebrew English Art Scroll Volume 2 book, we are on page 158, approximately 4 lines down. Vetzeh ulmad. Go out and study. Ma she'era leDavid HaMelech alav hashalom. Uli. Number one, obviously, if we come back 1,000 lifetimes and we study every single lifetime as much as we can, go to the mikveh every day, we will never touch the dirt that David HaMelech walked on, and that's an understatement. But David HaMelech, on his level, had a son, Avshalom, that tried to kill him. And the year 2025, it may have started with an Uber Eats conflict, but back then there was no Uber Eats. Ma she'ira David HaMelech alav shalom im Avshalom. על אשר לא עצבו אביו מימיו לאמור מדוע ככה עשית. Sometimes out of the mercy of our heart we try to show extra love. Let the kids stay in bed in the morning. Mom, tired, this, right? That's why my wife does not allow me, God bless her, that the kids should ask me if they could stay home in the mornings, because it's possible. I know the feeling when I was a youngster. You need a mother to say yalla, and sometimes it's vice versa. Each to their own, but David HaMelech did not reprimand his son enough. Madua kachasita vide nashim rahmaniyot. Now we should never ever know. There is something in the story of the destruction of Jerusalem, and there's a statement that doesn't sound too good, but the rabbi borrows it from here. There was no food at all, Shema Yisrael. I don't know if I even want to say it, that they had to cook their own children. I think my mother would have liked to do that as me as a kid. Has v'halila. But for real, it's a very, very sad, scary thing. But it says, merciful mothers cook their children. But the rabbi is using it over here, that being too merciful on a child is not a good thing. You might cook your child. Ki ivelet kishura belev na'ar, v'shevet mursar yachikenu mimenu. If a child does have some traits that are not so good, it's not a good thing for a parent to stay away, obviously. Why did he become like that? Because the parents never reprimanded. Now we know, especially in the year 2025, that it's a very, very fine line, because on one hand, if we're too hard, we push them away. And on the other hand, if we're too easy, we're letting them do what they want. So it's a very scary thing, and we have to pray for Siyata D'Shmaya. Recommended, and it's already happening, that when a woman lights Shabbat candles, she should pray by the Shabbat candles for her children. That's the most opportune time. V'akol lefi dato shel ben, or lefi shanav. It's all according to his wisdom. It's all according to how old he is. Yigalgel imo. That's how you deal with him. Pa'amim ba'akaot. In the 70s and 80s, it was with hitting. Maybe in the early 90s. Pa'amim b'tochachot. Sometimes with reprimanding. Pa'amim b'kashot. Sometimes it's by being a little tough. Pa'amim b'rakot. And sometimes it's being a little soft. Pa'amim b'manot u'matanot. And sometimes it's giving incentives with presents. Pa'amim b'dvarim tovim. Or with good words. Notice how he finished on a good, easy note instead of on the strict note. Meaning, that's the best case scenario. V'chachem b'chvod ha'beriyot. You have to teach your children to have respect for the people that are out there. Sometimes you could be driving behind a car and someone just takes a wrapper. He might be eating a Klondike bar or whatever it might be that he's eating, and throw the wrapper on the floor. I mean, how many times every block there's a few banana peels, believe it or not, on the street, which is also scary. And so when I walk, I like to walk in the street, and you see people on the side of the driver's side, you see banana peels. That's even scarier because it could be slippery. People just throw things out the window. What kind of thing is that? That means you don't care for the people. You don't care for the world. Someone's going to have to come clean it. It also makes it ugly for others. It makes someone be in a danger of slipping. Shema Yisrael. And you have to make sure they're not haughty and stubborn. And he should be from those who get embarrassed and not that embarrass others. Keep them far. I'm working in schools, in my school in Wisconsin. I see it all the time. You see the cutest, the sweetest Habub kids, first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade, and then all of a sudden you see them hanging out with the wrong kids when it starts to get a little higher, and they themselves become terrorists. And when I was in Wisconsin, you ask these kids, are you an eagle or a turkey or a chicken? Right? You got to make up your mind. You got to be because there's a parable that I always give to the children. We can't hang out with the wrong kids. Omina shivuot, from swearing. Omina shok, and being a mockery. Omina kiyur, acting ugly. Omina domelo, anything similar. V'tzarich chokhmah v'dat, and you need wisdom. Lered hadre beten habanim, to go down to the children's needs. It's not an easy thing, as we said. It's literally playing chess, or maybe even making brain surgery. Playing chess, you just lose a game if you make the wrong move. Brain surgery, Shema Yisrael, ulegalgeli mahem karaui lefi datam ulefi hashanim, like the rabbi said above. That you have to deal with them according to who they are. You can't, we said this yesterday, you can't squeeze the square peg in the round hole. You gotta put each one. It's like playing golf. David HaMelech compares it to being a hunter. If you have a closer animal, a further animal, what kind of animal? You need different arrows. So too you need different golf clubs. Depends how far, how close you want to hit the item. And since it's so complicated, we need major help from above. And how does one get a major help from above? By praying to the one above, by praying to Hashem. Unfortunately, it's also not fair to the child. Let's say in Never Neverland you have parents who are sinners, but they really want the best for their children, and they're praying and they're trying, but we know when a person sins, they build walls in between them and Borei Olam, and the prayer doesn't go up that much. But the good part is, whenever it comes for someone praying for spirituality, the prosecutors in heaven do not interrupt those prayers as much as someone prays for Parnassah and he's a sinner. It's possible that the prosecutors start blocking and making trouble for those prayers. But if you pray for spirituality, you want to get closer to Hashem, you want your children to go on the path of Hashem, so in that situation, the prosecutors don't mess around with spiritual prayer.